Well, for a guy this size, you'd be looking at like, for the right lung, which has 3 lobes, left lung has 2. Right lung, you'd probably be looking about 420. Okay.
Wow.
And that would still be a bit heavy for a guy this diminutive, but that's kind of standard going rate. Mm-hmm. But what happens, the drug interaction with this, you got twofold things that are happening here. First off, he is wrapped in this constricted kind of environment. Whatever the hell this plastic is that they've got wrapped around him. I'm sure he's taped up. I think I remembered seeing that they had recovered tape at the scene. And then on top of that, he's got this, what's referred to as a respiratory depressant on board. Oof. So you couple that with this constricted kind of environment that he's in, I would imagine that those air holes that they cut in there, that they allude to, are insufficient to provide for oxygen uptake for this guy. So he's stuck in air as it is. You get a respiratory depressant on board like GHB, it's lights out, man. It's lights out.
Wow. The mysterious death of Duncan Doran becomes not so mysterious when you get a second opinion from an on-call forensics guy like Joseph Scott Morgan. By the way, check out his book, Blood Beneath My Feet, The Journey of a Southern Death Investigator, as published by the late, great Adam Parfrey. It's really good because the book, I read it, it's very technical, but it's also got a really noir feel to it. And I love it, and I want to thank Joseph Scott Morgan for weighing in. So yeah, I mean, a lot of that technical stuff, basically it was this. He said that he thought the guy's lungs weighed 900 plus grams. Well, indeed, they weighed almost 1,000 grams each one. In fact, the right lung weighed 975 grams, left lung 950 grams. And as Joseph Scott Morgan said, the average weight of lungs would be somewhere around 400 grams for a guy his size. We're looking at a guy who was 125 pounds, maybe 5'6". Wow. That's ugly. Anyway, I'm holding in my hand a DVD. It's called Pup, starring none other than Duncan as Pup Tim and his master, Hollywood executive by day, Slavemaster Skip by night. Well, I like to think I'm well briefed on all manner of kink in the sexuality spectrum, but apparently there is a pup community enjoying some play in the master-slave community, wherein the role play is that of a master and his human puppy, leashed up, and apparently subject to some serious puppy training, among other fetishes. I got a pal up in the Bay Area, Christopher. Now, this guy's top bear in my book, I'll tell you right now, all right? I mean, all respect for bears and otters. Me, I like beaver. But
quick just tangent or question. I'm familiar with bears, otters.
Yeah, that's a level down from a bear, I think, somewhere in between there.
In weight or hairiness, or just
probably.
I didn't know they ranked them like scouts.
Good point. Did you earn your merit badge this week? Good little otter. I don't know. I have no idea, but what I do know is that there's a difference here. There are bears, there are otters, and then there's this pup thing. The pup thing is not really a category. It's not who you are. It's the fetish itself. And that's crazy. I never heard of it. Did you ever hear of human puppy training?
Not that I can recall.
I was talking to Chris about this, and that's my friend in the Bay Area, and he tells me that pups in this community do take their puppy duties to extremes. I mean, like, not only are they leashed up and thrown puppy toys and that sort of thing, but apparently they also use butt plugs that stick out of their asses like tails. There's a certain anatomic correctness going on here. This to me is amazing. You're in the gray zone.
Are you ever?
Anyway, here's where I'm at. I've got a rather interesting case on my hand, to say the least. One dead Duncan Doran and a closed case involving the extreme nature of his death. Now, I've got some work to do, and I can't do it without your help, so if you want to throw an assist into this investigation, hit me up on PayPal with some loot. That's markebner59@gmail.com. And as you know, all money donated goes directly into the show, so, break me off a piece of lettuce, would you? markebner59@gmail.com for PayPal and Venmo. Or you can subscribe to the show on Patreon. And that's easy, www.patreon.com/Mark Ebner. And yes, you're in the gray zone. Well, it's been over a year since Duncan Doran either roofied himself or was roofied by his master, Hollywood executive, Leatherman lifestyle guru Skip Chasey. By the way, Hollywood executive, puppy training, dead pup. Nobody even called the ASPCA. I mean, what the heck is going on here? This is crazy. This never even made the news. Did you hear this story?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, it got me into a lather there, but
well, the question that comes to mind. Forgive me if I'm jumping the gun on anything here, but having worked in the trenches in film, TV, and music, I just, one of my first thoughts is, how did Skip treat his assistant?
Ooh.
And when his assistant, found out about this, was he or she I guess things could have been worse.
Yeah, let me add that to my call sheet. Find all of Skip, what's his name? Chasey's assistants. Good. Yeah, let's make this a group effort because, they say it's a closed case. I'm looking at it, and this is in all seriousness, I'm looking at it as a cold case. It's been, it's been a year. The DA, Los Angeles District Attorney, has been silent. Why is that? Do they like to wrap these cases up in a carpet and smother them out of existence? Or the public interest? I mean, no. No, not on my watch. Does the DA see just how powerful this Skip Chasey is? And, knowing if they ever did bring charges, what? Negligent homicide, manslaughter, whatever? Are they presuming that this guy would lawyer up with like Mark Garagos or some other pit bull to quash a case that could potentially cost millions of dollars? Do they figure that it just isn't worth it? Duncan Doran is dead. He left people who loved him. He had a family. We've been joking around, but that's the bottom line here. I mean, my Bay Area buddy Christopher, he tells me about a friend of his who years back housed his slave in a trunk at the foot of his bed. I mean, this is fucking Tarantino land here, man. Bring out the gimp. You keep him in a trunk at the end of your bed. Well, there wasn't enough air to breathe in the trunk, and his poor slave suffocated to death there one night. And guess what? Chris's master pal did about 7 years behind that negligent homicide. So what gives in the case of Duncan Doran? Now, reminder, Duncan is the dead guy in question, who died bound tightly in plastic. Imagine if I wrapped you up in saran wrap, if you will, doctor. Head to toe, okay? And he's literally consumed somehow, whether it was given to him or not, has not been established. But he was roofied. He was given GHB, a respiratory depressant. A knockout drug was in his system. So, is this negligent homicide, involuntary manslaughter, or at least a wrongful death? Well, according to the LA District Attorney, it's not. But explain to me how a guy who runs a dungeon in his home is not in some way responsible when a dude ostensibly under his care and protection while they play out a dangerous role-playing game winds up dead. Is there not liability there? Apparently not. But in my world, apparently not means not yet. You're in the gray zone. It sounds like this Duncan Doran kid didn't even have a chance to, draw his last breath. What is it? What is it, doctor? It is puppycide, I tell you. It is puppycide. I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell. By the way, I got the DVD pup here for you. You know, as we continue on in this investigation, doctor, you'll be pulling clips liberally and amply from Pup. By the way, Pup, Carol Queen and Dr. Bitch give it woof, two paws up. Let's see what else we know about this. Pup follows Master Skip and Pup Tim to two out-gay Christian Leathermen as they prepare to compete in the International Puppy Contest, a leather title contest for human canines and their handlers. Woo-hoo. What the fuck?
Is it like an exhibition sport for Westminster, possibly?
I'm just, oh, God. Well, I don't know. In my career, I've always been that guy, that Scientology guy, for my exposés on the evil, criminal, mind control cult of Scientology. That rape guy, not as a rapist, but for busting rapists like Bill Cosby, and more recently, the accused anal rapist, magician David Blaine. You can see my related stories on the Daily Beast. And now, with my earlier investigation into the asphyxiation death of one kung fu guy, David Carradine, in Bangkok, see The Last Days of David Carradine, Maxim Magazine. Now it seems like I've become that asphyxiation, suffocation, and death by constriction guy. Glamorous, I tell you. But you know what, Dr. Dave? I wouldn't have it any other way.
I have faith that you're the man for the job. I don't think you'll choke.
What are you on today, bro? We haven't smoked our ritual weekend joint yet.
No, that's a post show.
You're just dropping 3-pointers right and left. Well played, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. You're in the gray zone. I'm Mark Ebner. All right, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about my old college pal, actor-director Eric Schaefer. You may not have heard about Eric Schaefer. But Eric was an indie film darling